Conversation cards. Pick our February TBR. They're perfect for each other, but they literally don't exist in the same timeline. Here's the thing that I have. Here's the issue that I have with this. I think this girl is gonna be so relatable for me. This just smells like childhood. Like, it smells so fruity, but it's chalky at the same time. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. Welcome to Love Month. Welcome to our February TBR. Last year we used our advent calendar the whole year. This year, every month I want to do something different to make our TBR because there's so many fun ideas out there. I want to try them. This is one that I actually came up with when I was walking in the store. Conversation cards. Pick our February TBR. Let me know if you call them conversation cards or something different because apparently they're called different things. I've always done them as conversation cards. Most authentic Valentine's Day candy I could possibly think of. Now actually when you go into the store there are so many different kinds of Valentine's Day candy and this is like always the one that like in school like I knew as like this is the Valentine's Day candy, you know? I could not find the little boxes anymore. These definitely used to come in little paper boxes and I cannot find them anymore. I just found this big bag and there was only like one in like the whole store. I am going to pick 7 hearts. They each have like something, a cute little message on them. Whatever color candy heart that I pick, that is going to be the color scheme of the book that we're gonna put on our TBR. Bonus points if we use the letters on the candy heart to pick that book. They like match up perfectly. It'll make more sense as we go on. This just smells like childhood. Like it smells so fruity, but it's chalky at the same time. So we're gonna pick 7 today. Our first one is a white one and it says DM me. It doesn't seem like the camera wants to focus on it, but there's our first one. We're either looking for a white colored book or a book that has the same letters in it as DM me. To be honest, there's not that many white books that I have. The ones that are the most sticking out to me is Restore Me, which I think might be our winner because it has me in it and that's DM me. The Serpent and the Wings of the Night. Is this white or is it gray? I don't know. Like this is definitely more white. This is definitely more gray. I want to read this book so bad. But you know what? I'm going to read this book regardless. I know that I'm going to read Onyx Storm regardless. So we might as well put another book on it. That's not Onyx Storm. Restore Me, because not only is it a white book, but it has me in it and our candy heart said DM me. So I think this matches very well with each other, in my opinion. The next book in the Shadow Me series, which is good because I really want to finish the Shadow Me series sooner rather than later because I read the first books up until Ignite Me last year and then I just took a break because it was a good stopping point because apparently the author also took a bit of a break before writing her next book in the series. But I do want to finish this and I think this takes place pretty much right after, 16 days after the events of Ignite Me. Shadow Me is a massive series and it is about this girl Juliet. Everything that she touches, everyone that she touches either gets injured or dies. She's kept locked away for most of her life and then of course when she gets out that's when our story begins in Shatter Me. There's a lot of little novellas from different characters' point of views as well. It's mainly about Juliet. I really liked Ignite Me but it did end definitely with like it could have just been like ending there but they left a little bit open ended so we'll see. Our next candy heart is green. I cannot read what this says at all. I literally can't read what this says. Can you read this? I have no idea what that says. LYMY is the most I can make out of it, like love you, miss you. I don't know. I know that conversation hearts are like, they started out because it was like abbreviations like in text messages. So LYMY, love you, miss you, makes me think that's what this says, but I don't know. We have to pick a green book, and if it has LYMY in it, bonus points. Maybe. Or this one are really the only 2 on my TBR that I can read right now. The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams or Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. Since I know I'm going to read Onyx Storm, which is about dragons obviously and this is a lot about dragons, I think I'm gonna set this one aside for another month, and we're gonna go with The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. Actually, I'm currently reading Practice Makes Perfect by her, and I love it. I also read the rule book by her. I just love the way Sarah Adams writes her romances. She just has such a fun author's voice, and her characters are always so interesting. It's a friends to lovers romance. Bree and Nathan are best friends, and Bree is a dancer. Nathan is an NFL legend. She has always had like a crush on Nathan, and then something gets out where people think that Nathan and Bree are dating, so it does seem like a bit of a fake dating romance, which I think is really fun. Friends to lovers is not always my favorite, but I think this one, because it's Sarah Adams, will be really good. This one is also, I think, closed door, because usually she writes closed door romances. We're gonna go with The Cheat Sheet. I think that it matches pretty well with our conversation heart. Next, that's probably so loud on the microphone, I'm so sorry. Here we have a purple heart. There's nothing on the purple heart. Does that mean we get a free purple heart choice? Okay, I already know which one I'm going for because I have been looking at this one on my TBR for so long, and I have just been waiting for the right time to read it. Daydream by Hannah Grace. Most recent book in her Maple Hills series. The first two books are Icebreaker and Wildfire. I read both of those. I really like them. Again, Hannah Grace has such a fun author's voice, and they're an interconnected series. This one is about Henry, who was a side character in the other two books. I feel like a lot of people were waiting for Henry's book. He's like a little bit awkward. I think he has like some anxiety things involved in him, and you can always sort of tell that when reading the other books that there was something different about him. I think it's gonna be so cute to see his love story. And it's also between Hallie, who is wearing a Taylor Swift cardigan, is holding a book. I think this girl is gonna be so relatable for me, and Henry is just such a cutie. Henry is now in his junior year. Like, all of our characters are in their junior year of college. He is now the captain of the hockey team. Hallie has a book club, offers to help tutor him so that he, I guess, passes his class. And I feel like I read another book like this. The Deal. It sounds very The Deal-like. I've seen some of the quotes in this book, and I think that I am going to absolutely love them. So we're gonna go ahead and add Daydream to our TBR. I love this idea because our TBR is already like super colorful. I think it's so cute. Another green one. This says Text Me. Much easier to read. So we're looking for another green book. Oh, I see one. Sorcery of Thorns. It's a dark green book, but it is definitely green. I don't know if you can see it totally well, but the overall color is green. It's a fantasy, and we haven't had any fantasies besides Your Stormy, which is kind of like a romantasy, before this one. And I remember that I bought this because someone said that it was a standalone fantasy novel, and I feel like standalone fantasy novels are so rare. When there is a one that's getting a lot of good reviews, I do definitely want to read it. And it also has a excerpt from Stephanie Garber, who wrote the Cannibal series and the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, who I absolutely love her two series, and I love her writing, so I trust her. And if she says this is a good book, I definitely trust her because I love her books. Dedication says, for all the girls who found themselves in books, which I feel like is so cute. This is about Elizabeth. She has grown up in a library, and she's surrounded by grimoires, which I think are like witches' spell books, and she's accused of treason. Everyone thinks that she released the most dangerous grimoire to the world, and she didn't. It was a setup. She ends up having to turn to her sworn enemy, the sorcerer Nathaniel Thorne, and then she finds herself entangled in a centuries-old conspiracy. Wait, I love this. It's also very much giving Library of Alexandria vibes, which I think is so fun. It's an enemies to lovers fantasy. It's about witches and sorcerers. I haven't read a witch and sorcerer book in a long time. I think it's gonna be so good. I've heard some stuff about this, but not a crazy lot. It seems like it's such a well thought out world. I don't know how they're gonna fit it all in one book without any sequels. We'll see. 3 more. I'm gonna get a pink one. We haven't gotten a pink one yet. Orange. Okay, we haven't done an orange one yet either. Yes, with 3 A's, and it's orange. Looking for an orange book, which I feel like that opens up my library a lot more because I have a lot more orange books. We have The 7-Year Slip. We have This Woman Kingdom. Love Theoretically. People Will Meet on Vacation. Okay, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do The 7-Year slip because it is by Ashley Poston, and I have been wanting to read an Ashley Poston book forever, and I've had this book on my TBR for so long. It's a time travel romance, and I'm so interested in time travel romances. I haven't read one yet. I do have a few, I think, but I haven't read one yet. I feel like that's like just such a more like newer subgenre that's been all over booktok, and I feel like it can be really, really good. I think it's called like magical realism. It's like the genre as well. Clementine, she's now living in her late aunt's apartment, and then randomly she sees a man standing in her apartment, and she's like, what are you doing in my apartment? And he's like, what do you mean? This is my apartment. And she's like, no, it's not. But they find out that he is for some reason living 7 years in the past. So they're like on, I guess, like a timeline, a time warp line. Like this apartment is in both present time and 7 years in the past as well. And that's how they meet, which is such an interesting idea. And then of course he probably has to like go back to his time at some point. That is probably the conflict of like, they're perfect for each other, but they literally don't exist in the same timeline. And I've heard a lot about Ashley Poston's writing, that she's just very good at writing romances. She has some really amazing quotes. So I'm very excited to read this one. It is a good romance for, I feel like, our month of love. I feel like I'm definitely tending more towards romances just because it's February. So I want to read a lot of romances. We got a pink one! A blank pink one! What is with these blank ones? I feel like I've never had a blank one before when I've had these in the past. I'm gonna choose Beg, Borrow, or Steal, another Sarah Adams book. So we have two Sarah Adams books on this TBR, the cheat sheet, and also Beg, Borrow, and Steal. And this is her newest release. I think this literally just came out a few months ago. I'm reading, like I said, Practice Makes Perfect right now. So this is the next book in that like interconnected series of the like One in Rome series. It is about Emily and Jack from, wait, is Emily a sister? I think Emily's, no, this is about the other sister in Practice Makes Perfect. They are two feuding second grade teachers. They have to team up, and it's sort of like a rivals to lovers romance. So Jack went away for a while. He came back recently. They had like a past, but she thought that it was over when he left Rome to go somewhere else, but now he's back to renovate the house. He decides he wants to be an author. And it says, with their chemistry-fueled animosity at an all-time high, Emily accidentally sent an email to their school's principal that could reveal her secret literary side hustle. She needs to steal back her manuscript, and Jack is just the man to help her. So now they have an alliance to keep her secret, I guess. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. Like I said, I love Sarah Adams' writing. We have one more to add to our February TBR. Hopefully it's a good one. Yellow! Yeah, I think we have all of the, yes, we have all the colors now. Amazing. What are the chances of that? Okay, so we got yellow, and all it says is nice. First, we're looking for a yellow book and one that has the letter N-I-C-E for bonus point. This one is kind of like yellow and orange. I feel like oh no! Avalanche. I kind of want to put my like last bookshelf that I ordered up. It's still in the box over there. You can't see me. Hi, I'm down here. Other bookshelf is still in the box, and I want to put it up. I think I want to move this bookshelf over there and put that final bookshelf that we got over here. I feel like that would complete the library. That's gonna be another video coming up. But we're gonna choose This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. This is actually a summer book, and even though it's not summer, I feel like sometimes I like reading summer books in the wintertime because it's like more of that escapism feeling. This is Carly Fortune's one that she came out with last summer. I want to read it before her next one comes out. Carly Fortune is always so interesting to me because I read Every Summer After, and I read Meet Me at the Lake. She's very good at creating like an atmospheric read, but I just can't help but compare her books to other romance books. I just feel like she definitely is inspired from other romance books that are very popular, and it's hard to sort of ignore that fact sometimes when I'm reading this. Like Every Summer After definitely felt like Love in Other Words. Meet Me at the Lake definitely felt like Beach Read. I don't know, I want to see what this one is about because this doesn't sound like one that I've read before. It's about Lucy and Felix. Lucy is vacationing on Prince Edward Island. That's our atmospheric setting. Felix is a local. They meet up one night and they have like a one night stand. And then a few years later, Lucy comes back to Prince Edward Island because her best friend is getting married and she's her maid of honor. And then she realizes that Felix, that she hooked up with a year or so ago, is actually her best friend's brother. And her best friend's one rule was like, don't fall in love with my brother. And she's like, I already am. Here's the thing that I have. Here's the issue that I have with this. Some of it is really unrealistic because how do you not know what your best friend's brother looks like, or that he even has that she even has a brother? Like, if she's your best friend, I feel like you would know what her brother looks like. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? That's just maybe that like I'm missing a part that'll make more sense when I read this book as to why that's happening. But it's just so confusing to me because I'm like, that is a little bit unbelievable in my opinion. Carly is a very atmospheric writer, and I think that it would be, hopefully she could redeem herself, because I really didn't like Meet Me at the Lake too much. I loved Every Summer After, didn't love Meet Me at the Lake. We'll see about this one. I think this one got like mixed reviews, but it also has an N, an I, and an E. It does not have a C, but to match our candy heart. That is our final book to add to our TBR. This stack feels very manageable to me. Like, I feel like we picked 7 books, but I feel like in the past when I picked 7 books, the stack has been like up to here, just because they've been more like fantasy, A Court of Silver Flames type books. And these are all like cutie little romances besides like the Sorcery of Thorns one. I feel like it's like a very manageable stack to read in a month. Hopefully we can read them all to go through it one more time. Our candy hearts chose This Summer Will Be Different, Beg, Borrow, or Steal, The 7-Year Slip, Sorcery of Thorns, Daydream, The Cheat Sheet, and Restore Me. Those are the books that our conversation hearts chose for this month. Oh no! I think this was such a fun idea. I really think that it is very February, very Valentine's Day coded, which is just what I wanted for February. So yes, that is our February TBR, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.